Hello, my friends. It's Ashwin Rao from Welted Wear. That's Welted Wear on Instagram. Here with a different type of video. I've this time brought you to my shoe shine setup. My wife kicked me out of the bathroom, so here I am in the garage having done a little setup for myself. And I wanted to bring to you a cool pair of boots as well as a bit of work I did on these boots after a season of wear to try to get them re-swagged up. So this is a pair of boots made by an Indonesian boot maker who's been talked about quite a bit, but not as much as some of the other boot makers. This is Prof Barnett's, which is a outfit coordinated and run by Barang Nectis. So for those of you who are not familiar with Indonesian boot makers, they are an awesome bunch of guys who pretty much run their entire business, usually with a number of individuals who are helping them as either apprentices or as colleagues in terms of finishing. They also, the bootmakers often share resources. So all of the there's a number of them in the Bandung area, which is one of the fashion capitals of the region. And I'm just gonna give you some perspectives here as I kind of go through this talk. They share resources, but at the end of the day, these are individual bootmakers that have their individual styles. And so I reached out to Prof Barnett, having seen some of his styles, which are borderline on the chunkier side, but kind of aggressively masculine, kind of fun boots, I guess, is the best way to kind of put them. A little bit different styling than some of the other bootmakers like Onderhood or Renav Goods or Tahura in terms of their kind of chonk factor. And so I wanted to show you some details on these boots just so you can kind of get an idea. You can see the incredible amount of detail that's done. I'm guessing these are machine stitched uppers. This is a actual cap toe, not a faux cap toe. You can see the extra piece of leather there that's stitched down and incorporated into the welt. This is a Veldschuhen welt, and you can see some really cool details here. So for example, right here, you can see how the cap toe is effectively incorporated into that stitch down welt. Everything is done very, very precisely. This boot happens to have 4 brass eyelets. There they are. And 3 speed hooks. There they are. Here is a logo from Prof Barnett's, kind of his signature logo. He's been around since 2012. So one of the more long-standing bootmakers. On the other side of this is one of his design elements that has been borrowed from others. Just kind of showing you that style there. Some really cool stitch detail on the cap, the heel cap there, as well as the vamp. This triple stitch here that runs alongside, and if you look in the back here, kind of loops around back. Really cool detailing here. So what I did with this boot, and you might notice that there's a fairly good degree of shine on this boot, is I decided to say, you know what? Prof was one of my most enjoyable boot buying experiences. He seems like a guy that's full of life. These are chonky boots that have a bit of flair, so why not give them the dress shoe treatment and apply a mirror gloss? The other thing that the stitch down guys reminded me of is the heel and how shiny the heel is. So there's a number of individuals online who really love to talk about quality of shoes and the quality of the shine on the heel. So the Indonesian bootmakers often have this Cuban style heel, but Barang in particular gets the surface finishing, the friction coefficient really low here. So it's a really smooth finish. And he likes to shine up his heels, which I think are incredibly well done. So what I did was I actually stripped his shine because I had used these boots for this past winter, and they'd lost some of their luster and had little areas where the finishing had come off. And I basically used Saphir Renomat to get all of that off. I shine the light just to give you some different detailing here, just to kind of give you a sense for how these guys shine. And so using that Saphir Renomat, I stripped all of that. Then I applied, and this is a neutral finish, so that I wasn't too worried about stripping paint. And basically using a neutral cream polish, I kind of rehydrated the edges of the sole is the best way to put it. Gave it a minor shine, and then I used a wax polish in one application, followed by a high shine polish, followed by a little bit of brushing with a Wellington brush. Here is a Wellington brush, horsehair brush. And then I used an old synthetic shoe bag. I have these old bags that are no longer being used to house shoes, but you can see they have this synthetic material. But these material, along with, oddly enough, women's hosiery, are fantastic tools to shine. So you can use them like a high shine rag and essentially apply a little bit of a shine, and you get an incredibly impressive shine here. And so I applied a mirror shine to both the heel cap as well as the toe cap. You can see my reflection there, to give this boot a little bit more swag heading into the summer, for maybe an instance where I'm gonna go out with some denim and wanna wear something that's got a little bit extra swagginess to them. And boom, you can see that these boots are kind of made for a conversation. They have a high shine finish, the crazy Cuban heel, the contrast stitching, and now I've added a mirror shine. So people are gonna be like, what the heck are you doing with those crazy boots? And where did you get them? And I can say, well, shoot, I listened to the Stitch Down podcast and kind of was clued in to using Instagram to get into the direct messaging of these boot makers, the DMs of these boot makers, who then kind of gotten to know. Here again, I'm going to give you a little picture of that shine, and essentially have befriended in some instances, who make these awesome freaking boots. And these awesome freaking boots are worth showcasing when you're out and about. So there is another picture there of this incredible shine to the heel on this Dr. Sol leather half sole. That is the best. As I mentioned, I probably wore these, oh gosh, about 15 times this winter, including in snowstorm, in rain, and you can see how well those Dr. Sols have held up. I really walk with a little bit of a supinated gait, so I tend to wear out the outsides, but there you go, very little wear with about 15 wears. This Rockcord half sole is pretty awesome, pretty rugged, heavy, and these boots are definitely on the heavier side. My heaviest boots are probably my Flame Pandas, because they use a full Rockcord sole from Dr. Sols, but this is close with Prof Barnett's. And so for those of you who haven't explored past, say, the Onderhoed or the Renav Goods, or maybe the Santalum or the Sagara, now Monroe Heritage is coming online, and you're interested about a really darn good boot maker who does really cool heel work, very precise stitching, and a high shine heel, not dissimilar from, say, some of the Japanese makers like Sho Goto. Think about Prof Barnett's. He's a good dude. He makes great shoes. And good Lord, you know, he'll shine like crazy. He'll shine like crazy. Have a good one, guys. Peace out. I'll catch you soon.